Hey, welcome back, everybody, to Red Rank Podcasts. I'm your host, The Crow Show, home of the smoothest voice on Twitch. Very happy to be sitting down with two amazing people who agreed to be on the show. I don't know how I can still manage to fool people to be on the show, but here we are. Very proud to be joined by RealBootyQueen and SAR Streams. RealBootyQueen's pronouns are she, they, and SAR Streams pronouns are she, her. Welcome in, y'all. How you doing today?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I'm doing really good. Yeah, no, it was great because like I posted that tweet and I think both of you responded and I was like, hey, yeah, let's get it done. And in conversation, we're like, hey, it might be a little bit easier, more comfortable to just like have a three-person discussion, about content creation and Dead by Daylight, all that fun stuff. So yeah, thanks
Oh,
for making
yeah.
the time. I appreciate it.
I'm excited
Uh,
to be here. Thank you.
Me
yeah.
too.
So, yeah, like the format of the show, I just kind of talk about whatever comes up and just kind of, I have a sort of series of questions written down, which may or may not get asked. And that's not super important for me. I think it's just important just to feed off your vibes, and I hope you feed off of mine. And, hope we all get timeshare at the end of this and go on group vacations to Hawaii or something. But,
Yes.
that's the ultimate goal.
I think that's going to happen for sure.
That's going to happen? Okay, cool.
At least
All
a group
right.
chat where we share cat pics, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the very least.
Yeah, cat pictures. That's one thing I've learned within the last few minutes. If y'all need a path to any of their hearts, it's share cat pictures. So I was going to start out with a question for each of you, just individually. I'll start with you, Real Booty Queen. I've noticed that you're in your streams. You use very inclusive language when you speak, and you really promote a safe space for BIPOC and LGBTQIA2S plus people. I was just wondering if you can talk about how important that is to you and how you approach that kind of inclusive safe space for people.
Yeah, I feel like it weirdly like happened unintentionally. Like that is something in my, in real life that has always been very important to me. I have a lot of queer family and friends and a lot of BIPOC family and friends. And yeah, I feel like it just happened naturally, which kind of like makes me really proud. I love my
Hmm.
community so much. But yeah, I feel like by kind of promoting that, not promoting it, but like welcoming those groups, I just feel like that's sort of what I attract, which yeah, it's something that I'm really proud of. And I just my biggest goal when I first started streaming and like growing a little bit was to have a safe space for those marginalized communities. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's something that I'm really proud of.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I was, I'm Native Canadian and bisexual, so I check off like a bunch of boxes right
Yeah.
away. So, as soon as I popped in your stream and followed you on Twitter and such, like I was like, okay, yeah, this is one of my people right here. So,
I'm so happy.
yeah. So thank you for that approach, and
Of course.
people like you will be the reason why eventually everything will just be normalized, right? Like
Yeah,
I would
I
love to reach
agree.
that
I
point. And I
hope
think
so.
we've
That's the
made like
goal.
big strides in my lifetime. So we'll see what the future holds, and I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Same. Thank you.
Yeah. Sar, I noticed that you recently posted a dance video with your group. Do you want to talk about that and like what's your background with dance? I was curious about that.
Oh, so I grew up as a ballerina. I did basically everything but hip hop. I felt like I could never move my body in a way that was like enticing to anybody.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and then I guess when I 2 years ago, no, a year ago, my best friend introduced me to pole fitness and kind of like more adult dancing, not stripping. Not there's anything wrong with
Right.
stripping, but
Yeah.
people have a misconception that I am.
Hmm.
So I'll just clear it. I'm not. But yeah, so my dance company and I did a dance from Michael Bublé's music video, and well, separately for a contest. We didn't win, but
Yeah.
we got pretty high up there, which was awesome. And this past weekend, we just did a pole recital, so I got to showcase my pole skills, and that
Oh,
was really
cool.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, I can show more content. I'm not fully confident in myself yet to show so much, but
Yeah.
but it's been a fun journey. So
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. Yeah, and the video you posted was very beautiful, and like it just seemed like everybody was really into it and working as a group, and I just love seeing stuff like that, and it just just put a real smile on my face, and
thank
you should
you.
be very proud of what y'all did there. That was really cool.
Thank you. It's also funny because people don't know that it's me. Like they'll be like, I could only tell because you've said that you were tall. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I don't always look like this.
Yeah.
So that's kind of funny. It's like a Hannah Montana moment.
Oh yeah. That's right. You've got your stream costume, and then your day-to-day costume, and then your dance costume, and it's
Yes.
funny though, right? Because like like the thing is, like when I'm streaming, I'm always like shorts, t-shirt, and but if I have to go to work, I'm wearing like khakis and a polo shirt, and probably
Yes.
looking a little bit more presentable, and I don't know. It's funny how we have to change things depending on what we're doing. It makes sense, but
Yes.
I guess that's something that the people in our community don't really always see, right? So I think that's really cool. I would like to know, one of the things that I like talking to people about is how you chose your Twitch name. Like, is there any kind of story behind that? Because there's so much that goes into our identity and our brand, right? And that's something that we don't always talk about. Like, what's your origin story? Who'd like to tackle this first?
I like Queen's story.
Okay.
Oh,
I haven't heard it. That's why I ask.
I mean, yeah, mine is just sort of silly because I have gone by RealBootyQueen or
Mhm.
RBQ as my handle on everything for like, I don't know, 15 years at this point.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, it was just a nickname that a friend had given to me. I do have a booty. It is true. Actually, you know what? It started as Booty Queen, but Booty Queen was not available. So I was like, you know what? I'll just say that I'm the real Booty Queen. And it
Okay.
stuck. Like I have tried to change my handle so many times, and people are like,
Yeah.
no, I don't approve of this change. So when I originally started streaming on Twitch, I had intended to change my name. I was like, oh, I don't know if this is TOS friendly. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
if this is what I want to be known as. And then it stuck. And I feel like RBQ is just kind of cute.
Mhm.
It's easy to say. So here
Oh,
we
yeah.
are, Real Booty Queen.
That's awesome.
Forever, I guess.
Yeah, we didn't want the fake one here. We wanted the real one here.
Yes,
so
no,
I'm
I
glad
am
you're
the
here.
real one. The real Booty Queen.
Yay. Sar, how about your name?
Mine is kind of boring. So my boyfriend is actually the reason why I stream, and he
Okay.
made my whole thing for me because I was like, I don't know if I want to, and he was like, you know what? Your name is Sarah, so we'll make Sar, and then you're going to be streaming, so it'll be streams.
Yeah.
And you had to put an underscore because Sar streams had already been taken without an underscore.
Yeah.
I want to change my name. I'd love to be Serotonin, like SARAH.
That's cute.
That would be cool.
When you make partner.
Yes.
You can change it.
If.
Yeah.
No, when. Please.
That's actually a great idea. I like that.
I love that. That's
yeah.
and it like is very fitting for you, I feel.
Yes. You know what? It's not taken. It's not.
Yeah. It isn't.
Nope. Everyone has like serotonin plays or serotonin streams. Nobody take this name.
Yeah, trademark that.
That's right. Yeah. Got me thinking here. Hang on, I'll be right back. Just give me a second.
Wait, so have you told the story of how your name came about, Crow?
Oh, my name. Yeah, I've told it before, but I'll give y'all a quick story about that. So it's the Crow Show. I used to play Magic the Gathering when I was a young adult till whatever age I was when I played. But I used this card. I used to one of my favorite cards is this card called Croesus the Purger. So he was this cool dragon, and anyway, I would go by Croesus, and then my favorite number 21. So I was Croesus 21. And I was playing Counter Strike with some friends, and I aced pistol rounds. So I was like super excited. We were on like voice comms, and I was like, oh yeah, baby, I'm the Crow Show. I'm on 24/7. I was like, you guys can, and it was just the dumbest thing ever. So I gave myself my own nickname.
I love
so,
it.
Yeah,
I like that too. I like that a lot.
yeah. So it actually worked out perfectly for like streaming and podcasting and stuff.
Yes,
because I've had it like pretty much my entire like adult life as a gamer. So
I love that.
But there's one person who has it on, I think it's Instagram. He's this guy named Ben Crow, and he's like a motocross guy, and he posted like, oh, I think he has it on Twitter as well. He's posted like one post in like the last 5 years. So I went on a real mission. I was like looking him up on Facebook and like Instagram. I was like seeing who liked his posts, and I was like, I don't want to sound weird, but like, do you know this guy Ben Crow? Like, I want his username, and never found anything. Even found a website that he had that he built probably years and years and years ago. There was an email address there. I emailed it, got nothing back. So
wow,
eventually,
yeah, I'd love to have it on Twitter and Instagram, but oh well, it is what it is.
It's true.
And one of the things that I've noticed on both of your streams and your content, you've got a really pleasing aesthetic, especially in your background. Like, how conscious are you when you're picking, like, let's say you have to buy a new mouse or a new headset, a new mic? Like, is that that's probably something you consider, right, when you're choosing what to buy and even what to wear, I guess, too, right? Can you, Sar, can you talk about that?
Well, I may or may not have messaged Queen today asking if we could wear our matching pink hoodies.
That's amazing.
And we do have at least one of the same shirts that we every now and again will accidentally wear at the same time. Like,
oh, is that right?
Streaming on the same day.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
hilarious.
tune into Queen's stream and then I'll be like, hey, and then I just message. I'm like, I have that shirt too. It's cute.
That's awesome.
People don't know, but I like pink. So
yeah, nobody knows that about Sar.
This is why I love this podcast. Yeah.
So everything normally that I get is like pink or pastel. Obviously for Halloween, I've got a Nightmare Before Christmas theme, but whenever I think of something, I do like it to match. I think it's part of like,
I'm the same. All my pretty much all my stuff is white.
Mm-hmm.
And then like all of the lights are purple.
Oh, cool.
And that's just the vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it just makes me happy.
That's good. That's cool.
And it like kind of matches my logo. My logo is kind of pinky purpley, so it's all just the same, vibe throughout.
That's awesome. I ask because like I think I need to take notes because mine's like I've got my movies back here. I've got my buy flag and my buy colors playing there, and like rock poster there. And
see, I like the DVDs.
You do,
I do too. I mean,
I do too.
It's something you're passionate about. It kind of makes sense for me. I like it.
Yeah, that's
true. It's an impressive collection.
It honestly is.
Yeah, it's crazy because like I haven't collected movies in a little while. Like I'll buy some here and there, but I mostly get them on digital now because like I can just fire up my apps and watch it on my movies on my tablet or like my TV, and I don't have to get up and change the disc. And I don't know. It's like this convenience thing. I don't know.
I recently moved and I essentially got rid of every DVD. Oh my God. That's so embarrassing. DVD.
Autocorrect
Oh
IRL.
my God. DVD that I owned because I don't
Yeah.
even have a way to watch anything. I was like, oh
Oh, no
yeah, these
way.
are essentially
Mhm.
useless to me.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of
Yeah, you
sad.
can't put it in your computer.
No,
Yeah.
like where do I put them? So I said goodbye to a lot of great
Oh,
DVDs.
no. Oh, that's too bad. That's tough. That's something we should talk about really quick too. People don't know this, but it's Halloween when we're recording. Do either of you like have any movies you like to watch on Halloween or this time of year? Do you have any go-tos?
Sorry.
Queen.
Well, I
All the
love
Canadians in the chat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, you go. No, you go. I love doing Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's
Cool.
something I actually did that at my Discord with some of my close friends. I think last week. But I just
cool.
that for me is one that like if I watch one Halloween movie, that's the one I watch every
Nice.
year.
That's awesome. And Sar, how about you?
I'm obsessed with The Nightmare Before Christmas. I watch that often, but more often around Halloween, Christmas. And then I also rekindled my love for Hocus Pocus.
Oh,
I didn't see the
both
second
of
one.
those again this year, yeah. Or the the new one for the first time.
Did you love it? I didn't see it yet.
I didn't love it, I wouldn't say, but it was like, cute in a new movie kind of way.
Oh, that's
The
cool.
original,
I've been
it's
meaning
just
to
always
watch
going to
it.
be better, but it's worth a watch. It was cute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What about you, Crow? Top
what about
Halloween
you?
movies?
For me, it's Halloween is a classic, the original
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yes.
We're watching that tonight, actually. So yeah, I just bought a new TV. It's like really it's like 65-inch. It's nuts.
Dang.
I'm so excited to watch Halloween on that. Barbarian is a new one that just came out. It's on Disney Plus in Canada. Oh, we're all Canadian here, so it's on Disney Plus. Yeah, I keep forgetting that. Yeah, it's called Barbarian. It's really unnerving, kind of claustrophobic kind of horror. So if you're if you struggle with dark, tight spaces, it might be a little bit of a trigger. Yeah, but it's about basically the premise of that one. It's about a lady who books an Airbnb. She arrives in the middle of the night. It's like pitch black dark. And it turns out there's somebody in the house already. Somebody else rented it through a different service. And she's like, well, what do I do? I'm in the middle of nowhere. And he's like, why don't you come on in and we'll book you a hotel or something. And all the hotels are booked. So he's like, well, why don't you just stay here and we'll figure it out in the morning. And
I feel like they don't figure it out in the morning.
Yeah,
it sounds like they figure it out.
Yeah, some bad stuff happens. I'll just leave it at that. But it's really good. It's really unnerving and kind of plays with that. What if your Airbnb got double booked and scary stuff happened? And
yeah,
that's kind of it's a really cool premise. I quite enjoyed it.
So you like scary
just a
movies,
teeny tiny bit. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I was just going to say to backtrack. I was walking to get my coffee this morning, and I passed by the Starbucks, and Michael Myers was just sitting outside of the Starbucks with his coffee. I literally had a small fangirl moment. I asked to take his picture, so if anybody wants to see that, maybe I'll post it on Twitter.
That's awesome.
It was, in his jumpsuit with his knife. I was like, oh. Michael,
oh wow.
It was really cute.
What did he order? Did you ask him?
You know what? I didn't ask.
Oh no.
What is his favorite
like
Starbucks
an oat milk
drink?
latte or something.
Yeah.
I feel like he's an
Myers
oat guy.
order.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Sorry, I was wondering, you settle an argument for us. The Nightmare Before Christmas. People always bring this up every year. Is it a Halloween movie? Is it a Christmas movie? I say, can it be both? Like,
I think it's both.
Yeah.
Because when I'm in a Halloween mood, I'm like, yes, it's so spooky. And then when I'm in a Christmas mood, I'm just like, look at all the lights.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like so desperate to capture that spirit, right? And
yes.
I love that. Yeah.
I was
So,
thinking other movies with other doors. Like I'd love an Easter
oh,
movie because they show
yeah,
Easter, Thanksgiving. I would
yeah,
love all of that.
yeah. It's overdue. It's overdue. Now, we touched on this a little bit earlier, but like all three of us are Canadian, and I've had a number of Canadians on the podcast. Do you find yourself adjusting your language to fit like American audience? Are you careful with what you say because you're Canadian? Like, not that you need to hide it or anything, but you know what I mean? Because like we apologize a lot. That's very true. I say a like all the time. Um, I remember.
Actually, sorry, go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead. Oh,
I was just gonna
yeah.
say on the topic of a, um,
Hmm.
I am a Canadian who says hey, not
Okay.
a.
Yeah.
And I always am so curious if you're a Canadian that says a or hey, because I
Hmm.
do think that you either do one or the other.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always a question at the end of my sentence is hey, da da da
Oh,
da
okay.
hey. Yeah.
Ah.
Sar, are you a or a hey? Or neither
I,
maybe.
I'm an A girl. I
An
say
Yeah.
it
A
all the
girl.
time, but I didn't
Yeah.
realize. And then
Ah.
now it's a thing of my chat will say back to me my exact same sentence and say A
With the
capitalized.
A, yeah,
Yeah,
of
Ah.
course.
but I didn't
I
Yeah.
feel
remember
like,
saying it.
yeah, oh, that happens to me too. I feel like also like even just the way that I say sorry, like people just know without even, they're like, you
Hmm.
surely
Yes.
are Canadian. Like,
Yeah.
is it that obvious?
You're so aware of your accent now.
Yeah.
Because
Oh
I
my
didn't
gosh, I
think I
learned that
had
I
an
say like
accent.
hag and bag and
Yeah.
I don't know, A's, or I guess I say funny and I get
I
told
think. I
stuff like
think.
that
Mobile.
all the time.
I say mobile. Apparently it's mobile. Who says
Oh, I say
mobile?
mobile.
Oh, you do? Oh, well,
Hmm.
there you go, eh?
Eh?
Yeah. I'm one of my giveaways was I said process. I used to
Process,
work.
yes.
Yeah.
Process.
But
I didn't even know
but
people said process. I literally didn't
process.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I say
it's
Yeah.
process.
it's Canadian to say process, but it's
Yeah.
more American to
Yeah.
say process. And
Yeah.
I learned that when I worked at a call center years and years and years ago, handling customer service for like AT&T Wireless. They contracted a call center up here in Canada, and one time I told the guy in the conversation we were having on the phone with somebody in the U.S. I was like, "Oh, that's just our process here," and he's like, "You're Canadian," and I'm like, I was like, "Yeah, I'm originally from Canada. Yeah, that's true." And he's like, "Okay, I knew it. You guys say process, we say process." And it was just one of the one of the most bizarre conversations I had with somebody there. Um,
Yeah, as a giveaway, I guess. I learned.
Now, do you
yeah.
guys also get people assume I'm bilingual?
Oh
I'm
no, I don't
not.
get
I
Oh.
don't
that.
speak I don't speak a lick of French anymore. And they're like, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, like I heard all Canadians speak French."
Ah,
I
no, I
don't.
haven't received that. No.
I do, yeah.
Yeah,
You
no,
don't
that
do?
hasn't been an issue for me.
Yeah, and I definitely don't speak French. Like
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Barely
But
English.
it feels like in the I don't know what because like I'm a little bit older, but it felt like when I was going through the education system, it felt like I was going to need French, like the way they
Very
Yeah.
much
taught it when
so.
you're little children. It was like, okay, well, when you're in the airport, you got to say this in French to get through customs and all this stuff. And I'm like, I remember being so scared. I was like, I need to learn French when I travel to Quebec and all this stuff, and it's just not the
For the many
case.
times you traveled to Quebec as a Canadian
Yeah,
for no reason.
I've
Literally.
never been there before, but
Same.
one day, one day. Um, Now, I guess since this is like a Dead by Daylight podcast, I should probably talk about Dead by Daylight a little bit. So, um, I was curious how each of you found Dead by Daylight. Like, was it a friend who introduced you? Did you find it in the store? Were you watching streams? I was curious about like your introduction, how you got into it. Queen, do you want to talk about your story with the game?
Yeah, so I during like at the very start of the pandemic, I had switched, out of the office. I was working from home and I was doing a lot of gaming. So I had a, group of girls that I would game with, and we played Fortnite all the time. And they were into DBD and, had tried to convince me to play. So I gave it a shot. But now, like in hindsight, I realize I'm pretty sure that they took me into like a customs game and
Uh,
just absolutely bullied. Am I allowed to swear?
you can, yeah.
Bullied the shit out of me as a
Yeah.
survivor. And so I just remember, like, I was like, who would want to play this game? This is not fun. And
Yeah.
and then, I think we did some live matches and they would just bring the killer over to me, or like it was not
Uh,
fun. So I was
yeah.
like, no, thank you. This game is not for me. And I boycotted DBD for I think a year. And then when
Oh,
I
wow.
finally started streaming, I was actually originally a Fortnite streamer. And anybody who has been to my stream knows, like, my content is not for if you are not 18 plus, my content is not for you.
Mhm.
So I quickly was like, now I need to find something that's not drawing in 12-year-old boys to my stream.
Yeah.
So DBD, I had met some other streamers who were streaming DBD, and yeah, I got back into it just through watching them. And then I think I pretty quickly became a DVD streamer only. And I think for myself, it's just such an easy game to stream in so many ways,
Mhm.
right? Like
Oh, yeah.
there's tons of downtime. It's a really, really easy game to involve your community in. I do a lot of open lobbies. um, I've started doing, bring your own killer, where you can verse me
Mhm.
in my, sweat swift. And
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
for me, I just found like it was just such an enjoyable game to stream in a lot of ways. So that's how I got myself into Dead by Daylight.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and
Yeah.
the Fortnite kids, they come into your stream, right? Like one of my friends was really into Fortnite back when it was super popular, and they'd always be like, "Hey, you want a duo? Do you
Oh
want to
my word. The amount of
what's your
kids. Can I
epic
join?
games?"
Can I
Yeah,
join? Can I? I'm like, no, you can't.
I don't
No.
understand that, but it
Hey, it
always made
happens
me
with
laugh.
DVD too, but less frequently.
Yeah, that's true.
I tried
Sar,
streaming.
what's your origin with DBD?
My origin is, so I used to stream Skyrim. Well, I started with Minecraft,
Okay.
and then Skyrim, and I met Kat the Gemini,
Yeah.
and she had a friend who was playing DBD while we were kind of transitioning to like horror type games like Lunch Lady, Devour, things like
Okay.
that. And finally, she convinced me to play DBD. But you know what my first game was? It was Bubba
Oh no.
on Coldwind, and he arrived out of nowhere. Like I'm pretty sure he had Tinker or something. Like now I did not hear
Came
him
in
coming.
hot.
Literally, yeah,
Yeah.
literally out of the corn, knocked me. I literally exited, didn't touch it for like a
Oh.
couple weeks. I was like, that is so scary. Why would you do this? Like, what kind of game
It
is
scared the
this?
shit out of me too when I first started.
Yeah.
I have a weird hunch, and I could be wrong. Kat will have to correct me. I have a feeling that I was the one who got or Kat to play DVD.
So then maybe it was you. It was
I
Oh,
you,
think it
really?
honestly was
her,
me. Yeah.
then Kat, then me.
Yeah.
Ah.
I
Because we all
think
met on
I
the
could be
Skyrim
wrong,
browse
but I
page.
do think it might have been me. I think I just
Did
kick-started the whole thing.
did we all meet on Skyrim?
Yeah, because the three of us
Oh,
met, yeah, on Skyrim.
Oh,
Because
okay. That's
I
cool.
did stream some Skyrim at some point, because that actually was the game that like really, really got me into gaming.
that
Oh,
was
And
cool.
my thing too,
it's
and
just
streaming in general.
such a great game.
Yeah.
And that's a good game for chat as well because people love telling you how to play. And if you don't
Oh
know how
Oh,
to
gosh,
yeah.
they
play,
do.
it's
They
great.
do. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I like people would be like paragraphs and paragraphs of like, you need to do this, this, this. And at the time I was like, thank goodness I don't
Thank
know what I'm
you.
doing. So please. Now when people try to tell me how to play, I'm like, please don't tell me anything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I got it. Thank you.
I have a rough time with that because, like, my content, I'm like educational. Like, I stay
Right.
on top of like updates and stuff. And
Yeah.
that happens to me sometimes. Somebody will be like, "Hey, you should maybe use this perk instead." I'm like, "Oh no, I'm okay." And then they keep pressing it. They're like, "Yeah, but do you know what it does?" And I'm like,
I
I
do. I
do.
actually
Yeah.
do.
And it's so hard to like not snap back and just be like, I'm a walking encyclopedia, you little shit. You know,
Who
like,
asked?
yeah. That's what's going on inside my brain. But of course, we gotta bite our tongues sometimes, right?
Yes.
Sometimes. Not always.
Sometimes, not
I
always.
oftentimes don't.
I
Yeah.
like that
I
you
do my
don't
best.
though, because
Yeah,
I
I
never
mean,
say
yeah, Sar
anything.
knows. Yeah, you're
I
Mhm.
so nice. I am a little less nice than you.
but I need to be less nice. But I'm like, oh my god, I'm so stressed. Instant anxiety, just instant.
Oh, that's
That's why you have
amazing.
mods. I'm just like, mods,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
please.
true.
Whatever you
Yeah.
think. You know me. Whatever you think.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, totally. I have a really funny, kind of sad story to share on that topic. Like, I remember one night, I just, sometimes you get somebody who in the endgame chat or they come to your chat and they say just some like the rudest thing you can think of, and it'll just bring you down, even if everybody's been nice the entire time. Like, just sometimes it's the one person who says like that one really rude thing. And this person, they were in the endgame chat, and that was my first mistake, staying in the endgame chat, because I didn't see anything wrong with the game. I was like, oh yeah, GG, you guys played well. And the person's like, they're like, you're the ugliest streamer on Twitch, and
Oh
you're,
man.
and they're like, and you're fat and all this stuff, and like
Rude.
just really annoying nonsense, right? I was like, are
Yeah.
you okay? Like, you actually escaped, like, and you're mad that you escaped. That's so weird. And so um I left pretty quickly after that. I played a couple games and I was trying to take my mind off of that. But then, like, somebody came in and they were the first time chatter. And, you know how it pops up first time chatter. And the person's like, they said something like, oh, Crow, you ate there. And I was like, in my head, I was like, is that rude person? But they were trying to pay me a compliment. And I was like, hey, mods, can you take care of that? And they banned the
Oh.
person. And then the person went to my TikTok live and they were like, bestie, I was trying to compliment your cosmetic combo. And I was like,
I have
oh,
definitely done that before where I've been
yeah.
like triggered from Endgame and I just think somebody is the killer and I'm
Yeah.
not super nice to them. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be an a-hole.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What do you think it is about this game that just can bring out the worst in all of us? I'm including myself
Yeah,
there because
myself
I've
too.
gone down that path. But I don't know if I've ever seen Sar. How about you? How do you stay so positive and happy all the time? That's what I get from you.
It's
Um,
true.
I just like one of the things that has been really eye opening to me is that people, like, if you don't care, they are more triggered, but
Hmm.
um, but they also will apologize sometimes. And some of
Okay.
the best moments that I've ever had, like in endgame chat, is when a killer is just so rude. Because I'm a survivor main, so I don't
Yeah.
experience like survivor toxicity. But when a killer is just going off and saying all these things to me, and then I'm just like, I'm so sorry you're having a bad day. I hope that the rest of your games go well. And then they come into my chat and they apologize.
Oh,
And
no
there's
way.
no better feeling than
Hmm.
Sar is really the
than
best at diffusing.
oh,
Truly.
Hmm.
thank you. Because I know what it, like, we all know what it feels like to feel really bad. And like, I
Hmm.
just never want to be the reason someone feels bad, I guess. I know this sounds
Oh,
so
okay.
cliche, but like,
Yeah.
to me, I'd rather just like
Hmm.
apologize to me.
Yeah.
you know?
That's a good approach. I like that.
I
Yeah.
mean, it definitely takes patience. Like, I wasn't always like not taking it to heart, of course.
Mhm.
But then after like really practicing that, I'm just like, wow, that person really needs to relax. And I
Mhm.
just go, okay.
Uh, that's cool because, like, I like to ask people that, especially the people who I notice are like really friendly and like really super nice, like all the time, or at least always respectful. And I can't say that about myself. Like, I
Me
present that way
neither.
most of the time, but people get to me, and this game gets to me, and uh, takes my soul down a little bit every time. But Queen, how about you? How do you handle those kinds of emotions when you're
Uh,
playing and all
I
that?
feel like on stream I deal with it definitely in a better way.
Mm,
I feel like even in the last like couple of months, I've really just sort of changed my outlook on going into my matches in general on and off stream. Um,
hmm
and I just honestly like I just sort of laugh things off usually. Like I
hmm
try not to get too tilted. I try not to take it too seriously. And I do, like for me, I'll just laugh about it. I'm like, oh my word, this person, like you
hmm
said, Sar, this person is not having a good day. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're taking it out on me, but hey. Although, like, I do like to, maybe poke at people. My my favorite thing to say in endgame chat, especially like only essentially when somebody gets a 4K, especially when they maybe played a little scummy to get it. I love to say better luck next game. Or I'll
Oh.
say close game bestie, better luck next. And that always just kind of makes me laugh and then I just leave. And I feel like it's easier for me to just brush it off.
I
Yeah.
love when you do that. Or
It,
like,
it
better
That's
really
luck
actually
next
gets under
time.
people's skin. Yeah, get better luck next, bestie. But hey,
that's
I
so
just I
funny.
just do my best to laugh about it and move on.
Yeah.
It
Just go
makes me
next. Like
laugh.
I do my best, like I said, especially on stream, not to dwell on
hmm
a negative game. And I think not sticking around in endgame chat is usually the best way to just move
hmm
forward.
Yeah.
That too.
That's
Not sticking
yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just when they
Or you
start
know
going off,
what?
just
What I've
leave.
been trying to do lately is just saying GGs.
Yeah.
hmm
Instead of being an asshole about it, I just say
Yeah.
GGs and move on. But
Yeah.
it's not always easy.
Yeah. Sometimes even just
Yeah.
saying GG will get under people's
Get
skin. Like,
wrecked, nerd. Like,
oh,
oh
Oh
my
my
GG.
gosh.
god.
Yeah.
Yeah. How dare
Yeah.
you? How dare you? Worst thing you could have said in that spot.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Yeah.
one of the weird things about this game too. It's like the unwritten rules of Dead by Daylight. Like if you teabag in a chase, you can't get caught. Otherwise, you suck and you don't deserve to
Yeah.
teabag. And
Yeah.
teabagging's toxic. And I guess on that topic, let's break open that conversation. Like teabags, do you do it? Do you despise it? What's your take on teabags? I guess.
uh Go ahead, Sar.
I was just gonna say, I call them love twerks. I do them at the
Okay.
exit
Oh, you're
gate.
so
I
cute.
do 3 of them. I
Three.
Yeah.
call them love twerks. I love
Yeah.
you for like the 3. So that if
Okay.
they're like mad at me, I'm just like, did you not get my message?
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god, you're
sent you
so
some
cute.
love twerks at the
You're
end
so
game.
cute.
And yeah, it's a little bit of like especially if they were a bit toxic to me. You guys know as
Yeah.
TTVs, you get tunneled, you get
hmm
camped. When you make it
Oh
to
yeah.
the end gate, it's just kind of like, oh, I'm here.
hmm Yeah.
Goodbye. But I think if they're earned, I don't think it's toxic,
hmm
you know?
Yeah. How about you, Queen?
I feel like I feel like I'm just I realize on both sides. I think that like this is gonna sound like the dumbest thing to say, but like I really genuinely believe like toxicity is just like what's the word that I want to use? Like what's toxic to one person isn't necessarily toxic to somebody else. So like
Right.
I think as a killer versing me, uh yeah, am I maybe a little toxic if they don't, know me, know how I play the game. I love to wave a killer over when I'm already in chase. I love pointing at a killer when I pallet stun them. I love teabagging. Like I don't know why I'm like this because generally like it's a joke in my stream as well. Like generally I'll teabag and then I go down like 2 seconds later. Like
hmm
anything for the bags, I'll do it. But like the way that I do it is like genuinely I'm just being silly and goofy. Like that's just how I like to play. It's fun for me. When I am doing it, I have a smile on my face. I'm laughing. Like generally I'm complimenting the killer. I'm like, well, yes, well done. Good job. But
Yeah.
like I really do think it's kind of just relative. Like one person might think it's toxic and another
hmm
person might, it doesn't bother them. So I
Yeah.
just sort of, I don't know. I just play how I like to play. And I'm really
hmm
sorry if you versed me and I hurt your feelings. It was not my
Yeah.
intention, most likely.
Yeah. Yeah, that reminds me of a time I ran into a killer who was, I think they were streaming at the time, and I was teabagging them at every pallet, every window, and they did catch me, and I think I did get eliminated at that trial, but like during the end game chat, they're like, "Why were you teabagging? Like I beat you, you died," and I'm like, "Oh, it's just fun for me. Like
Yeah.
I'm having a good time."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, "But you died," and I'm like, "Yeah, but I still had fun doing it." And
Yeah.
they just couldn't understand it, and they invited me to go to their stream, and they were talking to me on their stream. They're like watching my replay and stuff. They're like, "See right here, if you didn't teabag like 3 times, you could have maybe made it to that window." And I'm like, I wasn't really concerned with that.
But I wanted to
No.
teabag. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's me too, for sure.
It's like it was worth it for me, and like, but the person that I ran into, I think they play like more competitive. They're trying to get the 4K of
Yeah.
the game and trying to play super
Yeah.
efficient. And I kind of play that way as well. But that night I was just goofing around. I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to run around, just be a meanie head with tea bags.
Well,
That's so
teabags
silly.
are cute, though. At the
They're
end
so
of the
They
day,
cute.
they look
Yeah.
so cute.
Yeah.
And same with points. Just the little
Yeah,
like.
when I point at you, I just am proud of my pellets done.
Well, and I'm kind of similar in the way that if I think a killer did something good, I will
Yes,
also
I'm like,
either
let's
teabag
go.
or point. And I will
Mhm.
like verbally be like,
Or like
"Whoa,"
nodding.
like,
Nodding is
yeah,
the
like,
cutest
good
thing in the
job.
game. Actually,
Oh, yeah.
like hands down, nodding is the cutest.
Yeah.
It is. Oh. Which
Like,
killer is the
I mean,
cutest
how else
nod?
are you supposed to communicate with each other? Come on.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I just am trying to communicate with you, bestie.
Exactly. I have a friend I play with all the time. Her name's Des, and she was actually on this podcast in the past. But we play together all the time. We do the nods every game. Like we'll run into each other. We'll sit there and we'll nod for
So
like
cute.
10 seconds. Right? We're standing right next to a Jan. We could be fixing it, but we're giving each other nodders.
Yes.
And
Or like booty smacks. I
Yeah, those
my
are-
white
those are
one,
always fun.
Swift mate always gives me booty smacks.
Mhm.
We even did this one. I made a TikTok out of it. It was kind of spur of the moment, but like we were about to escape the trial, and she was running towards the gate. I was running towards the gate, and I stopped, and I was like, "Come over here." And it was at Dead Dog Saloon, and I pointed my camera up, and it was up at the sky, and you can see stars and stuff. I was like,
Oh.
cute things you can do with your duo. And so
Yes.
we're looking around at the stars, and then the huntress came and hit me, and then we left. But it was just a really cute moment, and
It's
I
so
made a cute little
wholesome.
TikTok on
Yes,
that.
it is
Yeah.
wholesome.
And stuff like that. It's like not everything is a direct assault on whoever you're playing with or against.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Well, and on that with TikTok, I made a twerking, like a fang
Oh my god, I love
twerking
that TikTok.
to a RuPaul song, and it's literally the
Mhm.
beat of like a Survivor crouch is to the beat of that song, and I thought it was just funny.
Oh, it was
And
so cute.
My friends and I made it in customs, like it was not in
Okay.
a public match. Nobody was like
No
attacked
killers were hurt in
by
the making of the
Yeah,
TikTok.
literally. And like a lot of people like loved it, but a surprising amount of people were like, "I would hate to be in your lobby. You're the worst survivor. I
Oh, no.
hate players like you." And my response, like I didn't want to respond, but at the same time
Yeah.
I would, and I would be like, "Do you not understand that this is customs? Like
Yeah.
I tagged the
Like,
people
this is
who I
a
did
joke.
this with. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like this is for fun. Like look at these cute. Look at my ears.
Oh, yeah.
Like look at
Yeah, and it was a bunny fang. Like,
It was a
hello,
bunny
the cutest
fang.
croucher in the world. Your little ears.
Literally.
Like,
Oh my
Literally.
gosh.
And it was just like, and it was the first time that one of my TikToks actually like went viral for me.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So I had never experienced so much negativity on one video.
Oh,
And
that's
I was just
crazy.
like, oh my gosh, like
that's DVD in general, though.
yeah,
Divisive,
I was so
man.
shocked.
Mhm.
And I was like, please enjoy the song. It's RuPaul. Like, please.
We're vibing
Like,
in here, dude.
Yeah. It was so funny, and people just hate it. They took offense.
Yeah.
Hot
They took
takes on
offense.
DVD.
It's crazy,
Mhm.
right? That's like my brand is hot takes and upsetting people.
Yeah.
How do y'all
It's
deal?
not hard to do.
It's not. No, it's
No.
not. How do y'all deal with that when people are really rude with you and cross lines and they misunderstand what you're doing, right? How do you, Queen? I guess let's go to
Yeah,
you
Queen, you
with
go
that.
first.
Like, how do you deal with that? Whether it's on TikTok or streaming or.
Yeah, you know what? Like, to be honest, I don't really post to TikTok anymore. There was a time
Hmm.
when I was, and I did like definitely have some viral TikToks. And oh my goodness, I just think like again, I think I just try and remind people like y'all, it's not that serious.
Hmm.
I had a TikTok go viral where I literally looped a nurse at a gen. I
Oh.
ran around a gen on Dead Dog and I finished the gen in her face and she didn't hit me. And I think I had said something like, "Oh my goodness, girl, like how embarrassing missing your blink." Like in my own RBQ way,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
viewers know that
Joking.
I'm not being toxic. I'm just being silly. I'm proud that I
Hmm.
literally just friggin' juiced this nurse at a gen. And oh
Hmm.
my goodness, the hate that I got, like it is not embarrassing. How dare you? And I think pretty much every person I responded to was like, "Bestie, it's not this isn't that serious." Like it's
Hmm.
just not that serious. And I think for me that's the only way that I can go about responding, like I can't explain to somebody my humor. I can't explain to
Hmm.
somebody, my sarcasm. All I can say is like, bestie, it's not that serious. I
Yep.
Yeah.
promise. I don't think this nurse is embarrassing. She did great.
Yeah.
She did great.
Yeah.
I just did better. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Own it. Let's go. How about you, Sarah? When you get those comments, like you mentioned that one, but like, how do you brush it off, and how do you deal with it? Do you?
I think I kind of have the same mentality. Like, it's not that serious. Or,
Hmm.
like, if a killer is going off in the end game chat, I'll like do like a little like hugs. I'll just like say hugs or
Oh
something to
yeah,
be like,
yeah,
please just put your guard down. Like, I'm just playing a game.
yeah,
Or I just say, I hope you have the best day, and then just leave, because they're going to say whatever they want to say regardless.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I could care less about what
honestly.
they've got to say to me about a video game, or about
Hmm.
what they have to say to me about my stream, or what they say to me about whatever.
Yeah.
Because they do try to take down your stream as well. Like, I've had people that comment and chat about my stream, and I'm like, come say hi. Like,
Yeah.
what are you waiting for? Like, you're
Yeah.
here? Like, say hi.
Oh,
I feel
totally.
like I'm
Call
so
them out.
fortunate that like I really genuinely have not experienced people coming into my stream and being super toxic. And what I
Uh,
will say is the times that it has happened, it has been a streamer who's live,
oh,
who has
really?
been,
Wow.
and that I always find so wild, like when
Hmm.
people's communities, like I would never ever, I
Yeah.
would be so upset if my
Hmm.
community took it upon themselves to go and make somebody feel bad in their stream.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I really do feel like I've been so fortunate that like I have not experienced that too frequently. And you know what?
Yeah.
Like I don't need to listen to you be toxic. You're getting a ban, honey.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah, that's
come into
Yeah.
true.
my stream and say it. You're gone the first message that you send. Like I just don't have time for it.
Hmm.
I don't need your messages in my chat. I don't need your view. Like just goodbye. Let's
Yeah.
move on, guys. It's
Oh, yeah.
it's a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find if you call people out, they kind of just don't do anything. There's
Yeah.
Yeah.
like if someone's being weird in the end game chat, and I'll just be like, I know you're watching, say hi or something, they won't.
Hmm.
No,
Yeah.
of course
Because they're
not.
like they're like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
she said something to me, like,
Hmm.
or I don't actually get a lot of people either, a lot of negativity, but every once in
Uh,
a while it's very intense, I
hmm.
find. And I've had it
Yeah.
where it's been a streamer as well, where they've sent community members over to
Yeah,
like
that's
attack me
wild
in
to
my
me.
chat.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And then I'll be like, oh my gosh, like focus on your own, like I'm just over here. um
Hmm.
and it's just wild. I'm like, stay in your lane, I'm in mine. Like, if we cross
Yeah.
paths, just don't bring so many people to be mean to me.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I find this game can bring out the worst in people, and I mentioned the person earlier who was saying like really rude things to me, and about my streaming and all this stuff, and actually they were in a three stack, and the other two people they actually came to my stream later on, and they're like, "Hey, we're sorry about our friend. He can be a bit
Wow.
of a jerk," and I was like,
Oh,
"Yeah,
that's nice of them.
maybe
But
don't keep company with that kind of
Yeah, like
person."
maybe
It's
yeah.
find
like,
another teammate.
yeah,
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, did
and
you tell them that they were in the wrong, or did you just apologize
oh
to
yeah.
me?
Well, no, yeah,
Like,
that's what we got into a little bit of a conversation. They're like, yeah, we've talked to him about it. He's just set in his ways, and he does this with everybody. And it's, I was just like, that's just
Wild.
like not okay. Like, if I had a friend like that, I've had friends like that where I've had to be like, I'd love to keep playing with you, but I've got to protect my stream and my
Yeah.
yeah.
just me as
That
a
that
person. I just can't be
yeah.
around you.
Yeah.
So
I think that that is one thing that like eh, when you're swiffing with people, especially on stream, like and this goes in my opinion as a content creator, as a streamer, um this goes like on and off stream. I
yeah.
definitely like I don't want to be swiffing with people who are going to like talk shit in endgame chat,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like and that's not to say that like it doesn't happen,
Yeah.
every now and again, but like you said, like those are the people that I'm like, maybe we find another swift.
Yeah.
Maybe we
Yeah.
don't because it's just like there's just no room for it. There's so much
Mhm.
toxicity on DBD. I don't need to play into it. I don't need to add to it. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
again, like that is not to say that I am not or that I'm, perfect and that I don't sometimes get salty,
Yeah.
but I do my best to keep it in check for sure and to also have that same expectation of the people that are playing with me on my stream
Oh,
or and off
totally.
stream. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it's so important to be like this is for anybody who's a streamer or aspires to be a streamer. Like, it's so important to be very clear with what you want to put out there,
Yeah.
especially if you're going to be inviting people to be on your stream with you. Because, like, if you're in the end game chat going like GG, cute game, and then somebody goes, LOL, get good noob, you suck, like
Yeah.
uninstall DVD, like that's
Definitely
not the
never
same
said that
energy.
before.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have.
No, I have.
Oh well, do we need to pause for a sec?
No, sorry. I just need to
Oh,
close my door.
that's
There's
okay.
trick or
Yeah.
treaters here.
Oh, no way.
Aw.
That's so cute. Um yeah, and that's another thing that how do you deal with that? Like, how do you protect your community and like the people you swift with? Like, how do you, I don't know, just like, because you have a certain responsibility, right? Like, in terms of when you're playing, you want to be putting your best image out there. Because like I think that like when I'm streaming, I'm myself but cranked up a little bit.
Yeah.
But and so, like, for me, for example, like when I'm streaming, like sometimes we get really weird and toxic and teabagging and flashlight blinding the killer and um teabagging and open exit gates. Well, sometimes I'll do that, like rare occasions I do that, but
Yeah.
to me that's fun. It's like stress relief. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like, I remember I had one person who said something that it was one of those moments where it's like, I don't think he realized in the moment, but what he said was actually pretty racist and
Ooh.
really insensitive.
Oh.
And so I sent him a private message. I said, "Hey, I can't have you saying that, and I can't stream with you anymore. I can't play with
Yeah.
you anymore because of that." I was like, it's not okay." Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's something that I think I think we all put a lot of work into that, because, like, that's why when somebody comes into your stream and they're like, "Hey, can I play?" It's like their first time chat message. It's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you got room? I see you have room. What's your Steam? What's your in game? Whatever."
Yeah.
It's something we all definitely have to consider.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
I think for myself, like, I, and yeah, I think I just do my best to like set really, really clear guidelines
Mhm.
and boundaries within my community, you know? Like, because I mean, I think sometimes too, like, like I have a community that's really close knit and we're all really comfortable with one another. And
Mhm.
sometimes somebody might say something that like within the, within the group, within the community, like we laugh, we understand where it's coming from, but like every now and again somebody might say something that just crosses a line a little bit where I'm like, and I always make sure like in stream to be like,
Mhm.
all right, mods, like we're deleting. And sometimes it's a mod, like,
Oh,
you're like, we
no.
got to
Yeah.
delete that, delete that message. Like, I'm going to make it clear right now, like, that's not what this community is about. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just, for myself and my community, I always just try and set really, really clear boundaries of like, that is not okay. That is not, that is not what this stream is about. That's not what we believe here. And again, like, it's never anything. It's never like, racist or it's just like
Mhm.
something that might cross the line, might
Oh,
just to
yeah.
somebody be feel a little insensitive, and that's just like
Mhm.
that's not what my stream is about.
Yeah.
Like my stream is about making people feel comfortable and welcome, and
Mhm.
if anybody does anything to just push that boundary a little bit, I'm very, very uh clear about where what's crossing the line.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that's a good approach, and
Yeah.
again, just that's part of like it's creating that safe space while also still having fun, right? Like
Yeah.
just drawing that line, saying, "Here it is." Just we all stay within this line,
Yeah, because
and
not
we can
every
all still have
viewer
fun.
is there all the time, like,
Mhm.
not every single viewer is gonna understand where another person is coming from, right? So, I think just to be really intentional and really clear
Mhm.
about, this
Yeah.
is just a little too much.
Yeah. Now, another thing I like to ask fellow Dead by Daylight content creators is, um, that's our main game. Do you ever feel stuck creating content for Dead by Daylight because it seems to be a trend across everybody who mains Dead by Daylight? You play anything else, your analytics are going to take a bit of a hit, and some not as much, but for some of us, it's like Dead by Daylight or nothing else. So like, do you ever feel stuck playing this game? Or are you still having tons of fun? Do you bounce between the two feelings, or how do you feel about that whole have to play Dead by Daylight or nothing else?
Um, I for me, I tried to do Fortnite on Fridays,
Okay.
and I ran into a similar experience to you, Queen, where it was just so many. Like we never ban people. Like we
Hmm.
thankfully never, like well, not never, but rarely. But I had
Yeah.
never had so many people banned in my chat than when I played
Wow.
Fortnite. Like
Really?
children are just wild. And my
Hmm.
stream is 18 plus
Absolutely.
as well, not because I am, but because my community members and people that I interact with are. So just to
Hmm.
like for everybody's safety, I just make it's 18 plus. And
Yeah.
if I
Hmm.
decide I want to be 18 plus sometimes, But I just yeah, so after that experience, I was like, let's just keep Dead by Daylight. And
Yeah.
analytics wise, I I kind of just I don't know, didn't care.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
changed my schedule and it really opened my eyes to the changes that can happen. And ever since
Hmm.
Yeah.
then, I've kind of just like, it changes, it gets back to where it needs
Yeah.
to be?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I sometimes, well, no, I 100% of the time feel fairly obligated to play Dead by Daylight, and not
Hmm.
because of my community. Like I do genuinely, I know that I would take a hit. I mean, I've
Hmm.
been streaming. I've been a Dead by Daylight streamer for coming up almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
Every streamer I interact with is a Dead by Daylight streamer. Like we're getting raids from Dead by Daylight streamers. We're raiding into Dead by Daylight streamers. We do open lobbies. So I
Hmm.
do feel for myself like Dead by Daylight just sort of feels like a safe place to be.
Hmm.
I did a few weeks ago uninstall the game. I was really grouchy with
Oh,
Dead by Daylight. I
wow.
uninstalled and I was like, well, we're gonna be a
Yeah.
variety streamer. And then,
Yeah.
3 days later I installed DVD and we went back to streaming DVD every day. So for me, I do sometimes feel nervous to try something different.
Mhm.
Um, but at the end of the day, like I would say 90% of the time, I do really enjoy streaming Dead by
Yeah.
Daylight.
Yeah.
And I
Mhm.
think like Sar said, um, you get some weirdos streaming some other stuff. And not that you don't get
Yeah.
weirdos streaming Dead by
Yeah.
Daylight, but I really just feel like the communities that, I surround myself with, the people that we get coming into the stream, like it's just really the vibe that I want to have within my
Mhm.
community. So it
Yeah.
does feel like a challenge for me to kind of, move away from it.
Yeah. I hear that. And I remember I played the Life is Strange games on stream like years and years ago when they were really popular and stuff. And I remember there were people who would show up to my stream who had never been there before, and they'd be, pretty active in the chat and like being like, "Oh, this part's really cool. I think you'll like this part." And then they just never showed up again. And what I realized is that those people, they just like to go and watch people play Life is Strange, and they like to
Yeah.
watch during this moment, how does this person respond? And one of them actually mentioned that because they happened to be in the chat. And I was like, I was playing probably Dead by Daylight or something. I was like, oh, I haven't seen these people who were around for Life is Strange. And they're like, oh, yeah, those people, they're just watching somebody else play Life is Strange for the
Yeah.
first time. And like, oh, okay, that's how
Yep.
that goes. So great series, though. I need to, I think I haven't played the most recent one, but
I've never played it, but I have heard really, really good things about it.
oh, it's awesome. So it's a really fun experience. And very emotional. Like me, I wear my heart on my sleeve. So there's like a compilation out there somewhere I posted. I think I can't remember where it is, but I'm like crying through
Just
like
sobbing.
multiple parts. Yeah, and I'm just like, oh no, I tried to save her and I didn't, and all this
Oh.
stuff. And that's not a spoiler. That can apply to so many different
Yeah, yeah,
parts
yeah.
in all the games. But yeah, it's a really tough one. So I guess leading kind of feeding off of that question, in a perfect world, if you could like for some reason, if you could change the game you're maining as, it's Dead by Daylight, if you could stream something else, what would you like to stream and enjoy the same happiness and success and fame that you're enjoying in DVD? Is there any games out there you'd be like, I want to stream that, but maybe I can't?
I
Sorry.
think it not a game, but I would love because some of my favorite content creators do just chatting streams. And
Hmm.
I love them. I love
Yeah.
watching them. I love the interaction. I love everything about it. But every time I go into just chatting, and I don't know if it'll change over time, but I just feel like it's a totally different
Hmm.
universe.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the wild.
Yeah.
um, but I would love to do just chatting. I did like Fortnite, but
Hmm.
it's it's just a lot.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
Game wise
Yeah.
too, like I felt very distracted, very not
Hmm.
chat focused, which I
Oh,
really didn't like.
yeah.
Um, but
I think both you and I, Sar, are really, really like chats oriented
yeah,
streamers. And I think that's part of the reason why like I haven't done anything else, because I'm with you. Like when I stream something else, like even story-based games, I find it really, really hard to keep up with chat, to be as
yeah,
interactive. Um, and I just like that doesn't feel good to me
Hmm.
as a streamer, just
yeah,
based on the way that I kind of run my stream. And not to be unoriginal, but I was gonna say the same thing. Like I would love to be a just chatting streamer, but I'm terrified to do it. Because
Yeah.
really, like I always say, like in my real life on stream, like I could keep a conversation with like a brick wall, but
Hmm.
for some reason, not having the security of a game feels
Yeah.
really scary to me. Like I'm like, what would I
Hmm.
talk about? What would I
Oh
talk
yeah.
about on a just chatting stream? I have no idea. So I've yet to
Yeah.
try it. Not even for friggin' 10 minutes. I'm terrified. However,
Oh really?
however, I used to do when I streamed during the day, or it was kind of earlier morning. I used to do crossword streams, and it was an absolute
Oh,
blast. Do you
no
remember
yeah.
my
way.
crossword
I
streams
do
are?
remember
They
that.
were a
Ah.
blast. and it would like
Cool.
those streams would pop
Yeah,
off.
they would
No
pop
way.
in.
People loved
Huh.
the
Yeah, they
crossword
did.
streams. Yeah. So
Oh,
I've been
really?
thinking about bringing them back, and then I just, my ADHD takes over and I boot up DVD.
Oh,
You get
wow.
the
That's really
itch once
cool.
you haven't played it in a bit. You're like,
Yeah.
oh
I
God, I gotta
know.
log in.
Even honestly, after talking, like having this conversation with you, my friends and I were going to play Phasmo later, and I'm like, but maybe we play DVD. Like, am I okay?
I'm the same. I'm very much the
Yeah.
same.
It's sometimes it feels like an addiction. I'll just say
Yeah.
it. And
It
it's
definitely is.
yeah. I don't know. I think that's been the secret formula for Dead by Daylight, because like I played Evil Dead when that first came out, but it didn't have that like that grind. Like low key, I think the grind for Dead by Daylight is the secret of success to Dead by Daylight,
Yeah.
because you're like, okay, well, you know, Rebecca's out. I got to get all the perks on Rebecca. I got to
Yeah.
get her to prestige whatever.
Yeah.
Gotta unlock her teachables, and by the time you do that, there's another chapter out with a new
Yeah.
survivor, a new killer, and you're like, okay, let's do it. I need to do this and that, and it's
Yeah. I think for myself, oh, sorry to interrupt.
oh
Go
no,
ahead.
go no, it's fine. I was more or less done there.
So Canadian.
So Canadian. Sorry.
I'm so
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
I was just gonna say for myself, like, I think even just like the grind to like get better, to improve, to learn,
Right.
like to just improve as, as a teammate, as a looper, as a, like getting a flashlight save, getting, I recently started bringing in flashbang. Like, I think for
Mhm.
me, that is what like draws me back in, because I can die every match, but if I got, a cracked flashbang save, or I like juiced a killer, that to me,
Mhm.
I'm like, yes, girl, you're getting better. And like
Yeah.
truly, I'm really not a gamer, like in the sense of like, I'm not good at games. I enjoy it, but I've never been good at it necessarily. So like, it's really fun to like feel like I'm actually improving, and like the DVD does. I mean, it's a strategy game. It takes a
Mhm.
lot of things in the game take a lot of skill, and I think even just like, as I've moved forward playing and streaming, I've kind of played with different swifts, and you learn, just different styles of playing, different styles of being a teammate, and I love to be altruistic. I play with
Yeah.
swifts that are super altruistic. We will happily all die trying to get all of us out, like
Mhm.
we don't want to leave anybody behind. And I just think that's such an addictive thing, like especially when you find that swift that you're like, oh, this is the swift, like
Yeah.
we just have, like everybody has a job, you're all playing a part, like it's just so fun, it's so
Mhm.
fun.
Oh, totally. Yeah. How about
Yeah.
you, Sar? What keeps you playing these days?
I think mine's super similar with teamwork.
Mhm.
Like, I just
Yeah.
love the chaos that happens while you're trying to get out an end game, where everyone's yelling at like, okay, I'm over here, you go, okay, you take the hit, like, I love that. And
Yeah.
I also don't care if I die. So I'm
Mhm.
like, if I'm leaving, great. But if
Yeah.
we had a cool end game thing, or if like I die but a cool thing happened, I just love it. The like high
Yeah.
of that
Yeah,
experience, I think, keeps me
Mhm.
coming back, and
Oh,
especially
also
yeah.
when you
getting
do go
better.
against a killer who like maybe in your terms is not playing super fair, bless
Mhm.
you,
Yeah,
and you all you work together, and you freaking you get that person that was tunneled off their first hook, you get them out, like,
Oh, yeah.
it's just satisfying. You're like, haha,
Mhm.
we
yes.
did
Yeah.
it, like it just feels really, really satisfying.
Or
Yeah.
what's been an amazing thing that's happened is, now that I'm not great by any means,
You're
but
good though.
I
You are. You're your little juicer.
one time I got a flashlight save on your stream, and I felt like a celebrity. I was
Oh, I
like,
love that.
thank God people saw me do this, because I never get them. And I got it,
Yeah.
I think this was like 4 months ago. Anyway, so uh obviously not everyone comes to your stream every time, but the other day one of my very first like DVD viewers came back and was like, oh my gosh, I was lurking. I remember when you would crouch around the map. And I'm like,
Oh.
first of all, I don't remember her.
Mhm.
We don't talk about her. Second
Never
of
heard of
all,
her.
yeah, I was like, second of all, oh my gosh, thank you. Like it's such
Yeah.
like a, and that to me was like, oh my gosh, I
Like you're
improved.
actually getting better. I know.
Yeah,
It's so
people are
fun.
noticing that I don't crawl around the map. Not that I ever did that, but if I did, I don't do it anymore. It's just like, oh, it just is so good. And even now, I
Yeah.
did that flashlight save I did once.
The one flashlight save, highlight
The
of my
one
career.
flashlight save
That's the funny thing. Like I was looking at old clips and I saw I need to like put these out on TikTok and just be like create a series of like reminder that we used to be pretty bad. Like
Yes,
this
we all were
m-
bad.
yeah, there was this moment where I was up against an Oni and he went rushing past me and I just hid behind a rock and I was like, "Oh my god, he didn't see me. He sucks." And I'm like I'm so like the most basic play, and I'm like, somebody clip that. It's just so embarrassing.
I love
like,
that so much.
It's like a completely nothing play, and it's like, yo, clip it. We're gonna post it on. It's so dumb.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, but anyway, I do want to be mindful of the time because like it is, we're all in the evening, and it's Halloween, so I want to let y'all do your Halloween thing. But at the end of every show, I do like to give everybody a chance to like talk about whatever platforms you're posting on, whether it's Twitter, Twitch, your Instagram, your TikTok, your anything, and maybe talk about your schedule and where people can find you, essentially. So, Sar, why don't you get us started?
So I stream on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter at SAR Streams, and then SAR_streams on Twitch.
Cool. And Queen.
So I stream Sunday, Tuesday, Saturday.
Okay.
Sunday nights, I always do open lobby. So if you're into that type of thing, I go live at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but my community is begging me to start earlier, which is really hard for me. So I'm doing my best to go live at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
And then I am RealBootyQueen on Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, but to be honest, I am I'm pretty much just active on Twitter. If you want some hot takes on streaming, Dead by Daylight, follow my Twitter. I would say I'm definitely the most active there, and then obviously on Twitch. I'm doing my best to get back into TikTok because guys, I think I got like 100K views on something once in my life, but
wicked.
Anyway,
get back on it. Yeah, thank you again, and I guess I could tell people where they can find me. I'm the Crow Show on Twitch, TikTok. Post sometimes on Instagram, getting more active on Twitter, which I think will help a lot. And right now I'm streaming Tuesdays and Friday nights, and I'm living that West Coast life, which it's super late for anybody anywhere else in the world, but for me it's like, well, I just finished work and I had to like cook dinner and I had to eat dinner and now I'm here, and people are like, yeah, good night, I'm off to sleep as you're starting. So it's the joys of being on the West Coast. But we fit in when we can. So yeah, Tuesday, Fridays, most consistent for me. Sometimes Saturday morning, afternoon kind of thing. But yeah. And of course, here on the podcast, Red Ring Podcast, have more interviews lined up, believe it or not. It's pretty cool. It's been really lucky to get a lot of responses from a lot of really amazing people. So thanks again for doing this. I really appreciate it. And look forward to hanging out some more down the road.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much for having
us.
us.
It was a blast.
Cool. All right.
Canadian
Have a good
crew.
night.
Thank
That's
you.
right. All right. Have a good night, everybody listening. Take care.